So I have been cleaning up vomit and shit all day, every day. And I guess this is like a get to know Haley after dark game. And I just couldn't let it go. I couldn't let it go. I couldn't leave it to the judge to handle. Hell no. Never in life. Never needed to. Never had to. Something I would never even think about doing. This, no, baby. Like, sometimes you just can't help it. Sometimes you just really can't help it. And it's like, fight that feeling for what? This is what I want to do. Like, what am I fighting it for? People that are on that trip was trying to convince him to be okay with letting this girl come. Like, yeah, you definitely got to be careful with who you call your friends. And I would have missed out on a great dude. So, I mean, physical attraction is important, but you have to know what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to deal with. Damn right there. Y'all, it has been, I have not been able to pick up the camera whatsoever, y'all. I have not been able to film anything. I really haven't done anything but pick up and clean up shit. Yeah, and throw up. So I went to Austin. When I came back to Austin on Sunday, I have bronchitis like these bones. And when I tell y'all, since Monday and Tuesday night, he has been continuously vomiting and having diarrhea. So I have been cleaning up vomit and shit all day, every day. Yep, that's what I've been doing this week. I have not felt the need to pick up the camera because that's just a lot for me. That's a lot. Really, and that's the only thing I could think that would have caused him to get sick like this. I put him in his cage, and then every hour I would hear him crying and to get out of the cage because he either needs to poop or throw up. And so I had bought him this grass from Fresh Patch. Fresh Patch is where I usually get his grass. And so the first night when I let him out there, baby, I'm talking about water. So I don't want to get into the details of all that, but basically that grass was ruined in one night. The second night, he was just going all over the patio. So, and yes, I did say patio because I am on the 3rd floor and I was not going up and down the stairs all night to take him to the grass. Thank you. Along with cleaning up poop, cleaning up throw up, I've been having to continuously bleach and scrub the patio concrete so that it can be clean out there. Boiling hot water from the stove just to make sure that, you know, everything is out of the way. I'm Lysoling everything. So that is that. Along with that, I know that he probably has been stepping in it because I'm seeing like little footprints on the patio when I'm cleaning it. So I'm trying to wait until he's actually done with, you know, all of the throwing up and the vomiting before I take him a bath. So I'm hoping that that'll be today. Like I said, I let him out last night, which was Tuesday night, and there was more vomit, more shit on the patio. This morning, I let him out there, more shit on the patio. So at this point, I'm just going to let him get everything out of his system. Of course, we have thrown that bone away. And I will most likely bathe him tonight or tomorrow morning. I just don't want to bathe him and then have to re-bathe him. So like right now, he's like in his little healing zone inside of his cage. I'm just keeping him in there for now because, you know, yeah, it's been a mess. For y'all that have kids, is this what y'all be going through all the time on a daily basis? Like, I can't. Like, this is really, really a lot. Like, I can't imagine, like, having kids and having to do this all the time and clean up shit all the time. Oh, I got a lot of lip gloss. Like, hats off to the mothers. Mothers don't get enough credit because having to deal with that all the time, like, I'm thinking baby shit every day. You have to clean shit every day, all day, every day. Like, ooh, yeah. That's my baby. I love him. I'm doing it, but I don't want to do it. And so, yeah, it just makes me think, like, when it's time to have kids, like, who's going to do that? Like, who's gonna be doing that every day, all the time? You know, I feel like babies getting sick and like having runny poop and stuff is like very common. Like, women do not get enough credit because that's a hell of a responsibility to raise a child and bring you know, bring life into this world. That's a hell of a responsibility. Hell, this is, I didn't have to birth him, but I am taking care of him like I'm his mother, and this is work. This is work. This is the downside to having a pet. When they get sick and they have diarrhea and vomit, like, this is a lot for me. This is a lot for me. But, you know, it's not my first go around, but this is the first time that it's been like 2 days in a row. So I'm gonna see how he does today. If everything goes good today, then I'll take him a bath and we'll proceed from there. If not, then I'm gonna have to take him to the vet because he haven't even been wanting to eat anything. So, which I'm okay with. Like, if you don't want to put nothing on your stomach, don't put nothing on your stomach, boo. I'm thinking the more that's going in, the more that's gonna be coming out. So we'll see, like I said, after today. But y'all, I've been so tired. I have not been able to get any sleep because the first night, every hour he was like banging on his cage like, let me out of here, I got a shit. So every hour I had to get up, take him to the patio, let him use his grass. Last night he really wasn't bothering me like that. He kept insinuating they need to go out, but I think I was just sleeping so hard that I only got up like 2 or 3 times last night, which is still a lot of times to be woken up out your sleep. But yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a shitty mess over here. So I don't know. We have officially clocked out of work. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so glad to be off work. And it always just feels like while I'm at work, I'm so tired. But then when I get off, I'm not as tired anymore. I don't know. But like I said, I got a rough couple of days and I want to have a little fun. And what's more fun than doing a little self-care, a little judging to myself, plus playing a little game with you guys. Me and Babe, we have so many games in our living room that we play all the time. But I don't get to play these games with y'all. So I figured that we can play this game with each other. And yes, I said together because you can answer these questions below in the comments. By me just picking some cards out of the box and then just answering some of the questions. It'll be just kind of like fun and like, you know, a little exciting. So I am gonna curl my hair while I answer these questions. So let's just get into it. Okay, so I thought this was like a mix of questions and they're all after dark. So I mean, I guess this is like a get to know Haley after dark game. I don't know. I'll answer the questions that I can, and then the questions that I do feel comfortable asking, and the ones that I don't feel comfortable asking, you know, I'll just keep pulling until I find one. Like I said, I need to pick me up because your girl just been tired and in full mommy mode. Now I'm starting to think, should I get the Carisha Please game? Because I feel like the Carisha Please game is more broad. It's not strictly after dark. Well, see, this one is not bad. Okay, so we'll stick with that one. So this is what the hair is looking like. I just pulled it out of the clip. That's why it's looking like bunched up like that. I'm going to put some Chit Keratin Silk Infusion Oil in it. I just work that in with my fingers, and then I'm using my brush to just brush that through. All of my hot tools are pretty hot, so I apply a generous amount. And I haven't put any product on this hair since I purchased it, so that is why my amount is so generous. First card says, imagine you're featured in a murder documentary. What did you do and how did you do it? If I was in a murder documentary, it would probably be a situation where somebody hurt one of my loved ones, somebody hurt one of my family members, somebody came after a child that is close to me, somebody did something to that sort, and I just couldn't let it go. I couldn't let it go. I couldn't leave it to the judge to handle. I just couldn't sleep at night. I had to go and get them. That's what my murder documentary would be about. Y'all remember that lady who ended up shooting her husband? I think she killed him, or maybe not. But that lady who ended up shooting her husband because he was touching the kids at the daycare. And when she found out about it, she just instantly grabbed her gun and shot him. That's the type of documentary I would be on. It would definitely be, I was protecting somebody. All right. Nothing too crazy. Okay, so, oh, that's a little personal. I don't think my man would like y'all to answer that one. Let's see. Okay, this one says, what's something you would never do sexually? Y'all, hey, there's a few things that I would never do sexually. But I think there might be a tiebreaker. There actually might be a tiebreaker on that one. I would never be into like pegging my man or like inserting things inside of my man. Like, there are women who actually do that, y'all. And it's so strange to me, and you know, it's just something that I'm just not into. I remember when I used to work at this call center in Houston called Alorca. Baby, I don't know what made the girls there so comfortable to tell their stories and tell, you know, what they were doing behind closed doors with their men. But one of the girls, she actually showed us videos of her, you know, pegging her man, and she was like, no, my man is not gay, you know. He likes women. We just do this in our spare time. And she's like, yeah, I put my strap on and, you know, I do these things to my man. And y'all, baby, they showed me some things that I was like, wow, I didn't even know people were like really into stuff like this. Like, I was so young and naive back then, baby. I just did not know. That surprised the hell out of me. And the girls that was the girls that was there with me can attest to it, baby. True story. She was telling us about how she pegs her man, and then it's like slowly but surely it's like become like this popular thing. Like, even on TV shows. I think there was like this TV show on Netflix about this girl who lives up north, and she ends up moving down south to Texas, and one of the wives, they show her like, he's like this big honky, you know, I think he was a police officer. He's like this big honky police officer character, and at night he likes to get pegged by his woman. And I feel like, yeah, it's definitely something that people are into, and people really do that, you know, I'm not really into. So that's something that I would never do to my man. Okay, so this is actually a couples game. Like I said, this question says, what is your favorite part of my body? So I'm actually going to answer the question, what's the favorite part of my own body? My favorite part of my body is probably going to be, my favorite part of my body, I don't know. I think this face card, it just never declines. And y'all, I don't even have no makeup on, like fresh out of work, tired, 2 nights of not having no sleep, and it's still eating. So for me, I think my favorite part of my body is definitely going to be my face. I think my second favorite part of my body is definitely going to be my legs. I have long legs, and I think my legs are just beautiful, especially when I put my heels on. Like, yeah, they just give that, girl. Okay, so this question says, how frequently do you think we should have sex? And so I'm going to answer this question as far as being in a relationship. How frequently do I think that couples should have sex? I think different couples have different sex drives, and different couples have, you know, different ways of showing their love language and showing affection. So I think it's really dependent on how you are with your person. y'all know Steven is a long distance truck driver. So, you know, when he get here, it's on site. You know, it's on site, but that definitely depends on your sex drive with your man. If I have to put a number to it, out of 7 days, and you know what, it really depends on y'all. Like, do y'all have kids? Do y'all have businesses? How busy y'all are in the week? Because I feel like when I was in my relationship where I really didn't have a lot going on and we just weren't as busy, we had sex very frequently. But it's like now, like being busy, you know, having other responsibilities, like sex is not as important. So I mean, I just feel like it's something that you definitely have to make time for if you are a busy couple. But I feel like a good 3 to 4 times a week is going to be good. 3 to 4 times a week, I would say, is pretty good, especially if you live with your partner and you get to see them very often, or you get to see them on a daily basis. You know, some days where you get a break in, that's pretty good. But I would say like 3 to 4 times a week is pretty good. I have friends I have a friend who's in a happy relationship with her man, and they have sex pretty often. And so I just feel like you prioritize what's important to you, which is why I say it just depends on, you know, what your love languages are and, you know, how you guys show affection and love to each other. Some people are more sexual than others. And so, yeah. The answer, of course, is just going to be as often as possible, but that just depends on you, your sex drive, and you know how you are with your person. So, okay, this one says, do you enjoy a finger up the butt? Y'all, some of these questions are just a little bit too personal. Hold on. See, at this point, I might have to get the Carisha, please. Okay, this one says, have you ever paid for sex? Hell no. Never in life. Never needed to. Never had to. Something I would never even think about doing. This, no, baby. Never been that desperate to ever have to do something like that. You know, the way men are so thirsty out here these days, that probably would be a good question for a man, because I think I see a lot of men that pay for it. But as a woman, like, no. Okay, so the next question is, what is your opinion on open relationships? Open relationships are not easy. Let me just say that. My opinion on open relationships in this stage of my life, don't do it. I wouldn't even consider nothing like that. I think, to me, open relationships kind of sound like situationships to me. Having an open relationship is like, you know, I have your security as far as like finances and always having somebody around, but you necessarily don't do it for me alone. I feel like, you know, saying that you want to be in an open relationship with somebody is basically saying that, you know, you love this person or you have strong feelings towards this person, but that person is not satisfying you alone. It just doesn't say commitment whatsoever. So open relationships are very hard, because when he decides that he wants to go and be with another woman and you're at home, are you going to be okay with that? Like, even though you have the option to go and call another man, if you say you love this man and your relationship with this man, are you going to be okay with him spending time with another woman? Like, if you're going to be okay with it, then girl, go on by all means, get it how you live, baby. But I'm a lover girl, and I love very, very hard. I just can't take that. I just wouldn't even be able to understand why you would want to spend time with somebody else outside of me while you're in a relationship with me. Like, you have my full time and attention and energy, and you want to split that up to go be with someone else. Like, that part is like very, very hard for me to fathom. So in that sense, nah, boo. Can't do no open relationship with nobody. And then it's just too much stuff going on and going around these days. Like, there is a lot of stuff going around, and it's like, it just defeats the purpose of being in the relationship. Like, why don't we just stay single and just date who we want to date? And then, like, you know, you could just be like a sneaky link situation or a situationship type of thing. Like, why would we say that this is like a real relationship if you feel like you want to go be with other people, or if I feel like I want to go with other people? Because essentially, open relationship is a mutual decision. It's a mutual decision. So yeah, it just like, just stay single, boo. Or just break up. Just break up, girl. Just break up and do you. And you know, if you want to spend time with him sometime, you know, you can always do that. But like, to say that we're in a relationship and it's open is crazy to me. So yeah, no. Okay, this one says, do you have sex on the first date? Now, y'all really in my business. Y'all are really in my business. So, when I met Steven, we definitely had sex the first time that we saw each other. When me and Steven met, we talked for 2 weeks on the phone. We met up with each other. We had a good little date. That night, it ended very, very well. And then since then, we have never left each other. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, being in all honesty, it definitely happens. In 6 months, it'll be 3 years that we've been together. So, to each his own. I'm not advocating for women to do what I did, but I just feel like sometimes when you meet up with somebody and y'all just vibe to a certain point, when that energy just really aligns and connects, like sometimes you just can't help it. Sometimes you just really can't help it. And it's like, fight that feeling for what? This is what I want to do. Like, what am I fighting it for? So yeah, I'm not telling everybody else to do that. Definitely needs to have some discernment, especially if, you know, you're just dating somebody and you're just seeing where it goes and y'all had a good time. But it was more like a great time. Like, the energy, it did not lie. That one link up has us together for almost 3 years, and yeah, I'm madly in love. Madly in love. I ain't scared to say it, baby. I ain't in love with my man. Like, not saying it was right. Not saying it was the right thing to do. That's definitely not something, like I said, it's definitely something that you are, you know, not going to do with every guy that you go out on a date with. It's definitely not something that I'm saying, oh yeah, I did this. This is a great thing to do. I'm just saying, you know, in my experience, in our case, with my relationship with my current man, we definitely linked up and had a great time, and we've been stuck ever since. Like, that vibe was just undeniable. Don't do what I do, but if you do it and it, something good come out of it, hey, you know. Okay, this one says, if you could break the rules and not get caught, how would you get rich? Hey, break the rules and not get caught. I'm going to say that it would probably be receiving the winning lottery numbers. Like, every time they have a huge mega million lottery, somebody just email me, you know. I don't know how that would work. I don't want to rob anyone. I want to win it, but I don't want to win it fair and square. Like, I feel like somebody would need to text me the numbers, like have access to the machine who creates the lottery ticket numbers, and know exactly what those lottery ticket numbers are every time. I just win every time. I just win every time, and they just have no idea how I do it because I'm not getting caught. But I have access to the numbers that are being chosen. And so every year I just win. Anonymously at that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this one says, do you think marijuana should be legalized? I mean, marijuana is the new crack these days, I feel like, and you know, crack shouldn't be legalized, but I do feel like everybody smokes weed these days. Everybody is smoking marijuana these days, and I feel like it's to the point now where the laws really don't matter, because wherever it's illegal, people are really still smoking it. So at this point, it's like, what is the purpose of keeping it illegal. I think it should be legalized. The reason why I don't think that it's legalized is because I feel like, especially places like Texas that are close to Mexico and close to other borders, you know, close to the water, we're getting those shipments in and the government is getting paid. The government is getting a cut of that drug money, which is why they want to keep it illegal, because if it's legal, then they may not get a certain cut of it. Because I'm pretty sure if they made it legal, you know, people would be able to sell it in stores and stuff, and there'd definitely be taxes and stuff on it. But they want to be greedy and keep it under the table. They don't want people to know exactly how much they're getting from this product. And so that's why I think that the governments don't want to legalize it in every state. But I mean, it should be for the most part. Hell, if everybody's doing it, everybody's smoking, hell, it's not stopping nothing. So I think it should definitely be legal. Now, do I think people need to be smoking it every day? No, because the weed from 20 years ago, or you know, back in the day, is not the same as this weed. Okay, so y'all, we have one side curled and it looks pretty good. I'm gonna let these curls fall, and you know, it's probably just gonna be like a pretty wave. We're gonna throw that to the back and move forward with this side. That one says dinner date or movie date. I mean, I definitely prefer a dinner date just because I love to eat. That's for one. And then for two, you know, I feel like we have so many movies here at the house. Like, we can pretty much find anything that we want to watch at home. So it's like, I would rather, you know, spend the money on the good food, knowing that we can watch some good movies and TV right here at the crib in the comfort of our own home. And we could potentially be booty butt naked. What's better than that? Like being super comfortable, you know, in your home. It just seems like that would be better than. Y'all, this curling iron is broke and this thing gets so hot sometimes and it just burns me. So next question says, how many dates should be had before you have sex with somebody? I don't think I'm the right person to answer that kind of question. Like I said, it really just depends on the vibe you and that person are having before you get to the date, after the date, and what intentions that you set with that person. Honestly, with Steven, the reason why I went ahead and did what I did definitely was because you know, the vibe was just vibing. And also, I really wasn't looking for anything serious when I met him. I was like, you know, I'm not looking to be in a relationship with anyone. You know, honestly, I didn't think that we would go on to as far as we have going on. So I don't think I'm the right person. You won't know unless you take that chance. So whether you take the chance now, early on in the relationship, or whether you take the chance after making him wait 3 to 6 months, you kind of just don't know until you take that chance. So, I mean, I definitely agree that waiting is better because it gives you more time to get to know somebody before you wrap your feelings into it, because, of course, having sex does bring on a lot of emotions into the relationship, but it's definitely better when you wait. But, I mean, that just wasn't the case for me. So. Next question. All right, so the next question says, what is something non-sexual that your partner does that turns you on? Make sure that I'm taken care of. Make sure that the rent is paid. Making sure that I have what I need. Randomly send money into my account and say, here babe, get this done, get that done. Like, that right there is top tier to me. Like, making sure that I'm okay as a woman, just allowing me to be feminine and sit into my what I have going on. Yeah, yep. That's the type of things that he do that really get me going, you know. that's non-sexual. Just making sure that I'm straight, that I don't need anything. And if I do need it, he can figure out how to get it or give it to me. Yep. Love that. This one says, have you ever eaten ass? Hell no. Never have, never will. Don't plan on it. Not my thing. Not my man's thing. Not something I have to ever worry about. Okay. It says, would you get a tattoo that symbolizes your relationship? Most definitely. I would definitely do that. Okay, next question says, have you ever had a sugar daddy or a sugar mama? No, but one truly would have been nice when I was single. The extra cash would have definitely came in handy, but nope, never had one of those. And I feel like, you know, not getting tied up into those type of relationships, because like I said, I am a lover girl, and I just feel like you giving me money and we're doing things on the side, like I might like grow feelings for you. And so I don't know if I'm that type of woman that would be able to have a relationship with a man like that and not have any feelings, especially if you're attractive. Like, yeah, it wouldn't work out for me. Okay, this one says, have you ever spent the night in jail? No. If they ask me to put my hands behind my back, I'm going to immediately start crying. Do you hear me? Immediately, like, no. I might take off running. That's how scared I am, and rack up extra charges. I know, like, no. No. Let's see. Oh, this one is a good one. This one says, do you think it's okay to stay friends with someone that you used to sleep with? Nope. No, I do not. I do not. Reason being, when you're upset with the guy that you're currently with, if you're in a relationship, that's going to be the person that you vent to. That's going to be the person that you share things about your relationship to, because in a sense, you and this person have already been close. You know, you and this person have already gotten to a place of closeness. So it's like, what reason would you have to stay friends with somebody like that? I mean, how could you stay friends with somebody like that and not disrespect the person that you're with? Like, honestly, no. No, no, no. I don't feel like anybody that you slept with, you need to come into close contact with. Let's do a short little story time. So I went on a couples trip earlier this year. And on the couples trip, y'all, it was just a whole mess. So before we got on to the couples trip, one of the girls wanted to bring her friend. Steven had already done some things with the friend way long before he even met me. And I'm like, you know, it's so weird that you would want to bring this friend on the couples trip, because for one, it's a couples trip and she don't have nobody to bring. And for two, she's had sexual relations with my man. Why would you want to bring her on the trip? Do you not know girl code? Like, I know not everybody respects those boundaries. Some people are okay with being friends with people that they've had sex with. Some people are okay with that. But no, the answer is no. It's never okay with me. You don't need to be around them or close proximity. Like, you can call it what you want. I'm just not okay with it. And it's crazy because when I got on the couples trip, they were literally telling me, oh, you know, that man loves you. Why would you? That's an insecurity on your part that she couldn't come on this trip. I don't care what you think is an insecurity on my part. She would not be sleeping in the house with us and on this trip with us, and she don't have a date. And even more so, she didn't have sexual relations with my man. I've never met y'all before, so why would you want me to be okay with that? Some people are just so weird, y'all. It's ridiculous. So, and even when me and my man were saying no, it's not okay, crazy part is people that are on that trip was trying to convince him to be okay with letting this girl come. Like, yeah, you definitely got to be careful with who you call your friends and who you have close to you, because everybody ain't your friend, everybody ain't trying to be your friend, and everybody's not coming with genuine intentions. Some people like drama, some people like mess, and they love to see some stuff go down and pop off. But yeah, wasn't having it. She did not come on the trip, because if she was gonna come on the trip, we surely weren't gonna be in attendance. So that's never okay. For me, it's never gonna be okay. It's never cool for you to do that, ever. No friendships, no hanging out, no seeing each other sometimes next time. Nope. If he was single, hey, do what you please. But no, not while you're in a relationship, boo. Okay, so what are 3 things that you look for in a partner? That one is actually pretty good. So I'm definitely going to say, does he have ambition? Does he have goals? That is going to be the first thing that I look into, because you could have it now, but if you lose it, do you have the ambition? Do you have the drive to keep going, to find better, to look for more? That is important. Do you have ambition? Do you have goals? I've had enough of the struggle love. I've had enough of the, I'm not sure what I want to do in my life type of guys. So I just feel like a man that knows what he wants and a man that's not afraid to go out there and get it, that is a good quality trait to have in a man. Because at the end of the day, when things get ugly and when life start lifing, because life always gonna life, do he have what it takes to build it and put it back together? Or are you gonna be down in the slumps with him trying to figure it out? Y'all just deep down in the slumps starting to, trying to figure everything out, and he don't have no plan. So for me, it's always gonna be a man with ambition. That's 1. For 2, I would say it's going to be, how does he handle, how does he prioritize me? Even though you have your ambition, even though you have, your goals and you have things that you're working on, what do you do to show me that you're focused on me as well? What do you do to show me that you're prioritizing me, you're prioritizing this relationship? What are the things that you do to make me still feel loved and cared about in my relationship, or while I'm dating, or, and just in general? Like, what are those things that you do? That's going to be number 2. Number 3, I definitely say you have to enjoy what you're seeing. You definitely have to enjoy what you're seeing. So there has to be some sort of physical attraction. And he may not check off all the boxes when it comes to physical attraction. I'm 5'11". I've always liked guys that were taller than me, 6 foot and above. I've never dated guys shorter than me. But this man that I'm with right now, he's about 2 inches shorter than me. I think he's 5'9", I'm 5'11". So I'm taller than him. And he is definitely outside of what I thought I was looking for as far as height. But he's definitely fine, definitely handsome. He definitely has the ambition that I'm looking for. He definitely treats me the way that I want to be treated. But if I was focused on his height, I would have missed out on a great dude. So, physical attraction is important, but you have to know what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to deal with. I was worried about what other people might think and how society may look at me dating a man that is shorter than me. But at the end of the way this man makes me feel, I don't give a damn if he was 4 feet tall. That's my man. I don't care. That is my man. So you definitely have to physically like what you're looking at, but looks are not everything. So I definitely look for physical attraction as the 3rd thing, but looks are not everything, and some things can be worked on. Now, he might be a little short in height, but he bigger in other places. A win is a win. And number 4 for me would definitely be fun. What's a relationship without being able to have fun, joke, and laugh with each other? That's what creates the vibe. All right, so the next one says, have you ever been to a strip club? Yes, who hasn't been to a strip club? I've been to the strip club, I believe, maybe twice. And, for me, it's okay. I went in Houston before, and I've also went to the strip club while I was in Mexico. And you know, like I said, it's okay. Let me see. I just feel like I got enough booty to watch mine go around in a circle. You know, I don't know if I just really want to pay to see something like that. I feel like it could be fun. What makes a strip club fun? You gotta be like super drunk. Like you gotta be super drunk, super lit, bands, money being thrown. Like it gotta be a whole vibe. If it's not that, then I don't think so. Because when I was in Mexico, I definitely had a better experience. I went with my sister to the strip club. I definitely had a better experience, but it's like, I don't know, I'm not really into like other people's asses. I'm into my ass. And I could do the same thing they doing. It says, have you ever gotten or would you get plastic surgery? No, I have not ever gotten plastic surgery. Would I get plastic surgery? I'm not against plastic surgery. I'm not against fixing the things that you want to fix about yourself. I'm not against, if you got the money to do it, you know, go ahead and do it. I'm not against changing things that you don't like about yourself. But I'm pretty sure if I have kids and these milk jugs get to dropping low, I'm definitely gonna want something to pick them up, you know? So I'm totally not against plastic surgery. When you look good, you feel good, and I don't feel like that's anybody else's judgment to tell you how you should want to look or how to feel. It's so funny because I was watching this TikTok last night, and this girl was telling the girl that they shouldn't be getting face fillers and they shouldn't be getting these things, and the way that God designed you is the way that He designed you. And you shouldn't want to change those things about yourself. But I was watching that video like, girl, who are you? Who are you to tell people what they should be okay with and what they should not be okay with? Like, you didn't create the rule. There's no rule book for you to be telling people what they should and should not be doing. Like, if people want to change things about themselves to make themselves feel better, that's okay. If you love the way you look and there's nothing that you would change about yourself, that is amazing. I think that's great. But if you got money to spend and making yourself look the way that you want to look, by all means, go ahead and do it if you can afford it. When you look good, you feel good, and your energy just vibes just a little bit higher. Your vibrations are just a little bit higher when you're feeling good. So I'm far from against that. Who was your first celebrity crush? Oh, first celebrity crush? I'm thinking Chris Brown, because when I was younger, like, yeah. All right, so this one says, what is an immediate red flag for you? I'm gonna say an immediate red flag for me is not knowing how to communicate effectively. Oh my God. Not knowing how to communicate with somebody, trying to communicate with somebody who does not know how to communicate effectively is so draining. Oh, that drains your energy faster than anything. Boy, oh boy, I tell you. So that is an immediate red flag for me, because, you know, I'm the type of person, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'm also going to give you chances to get it right. And so I just feel like if it's to a point where I'm continuously having to do something over and over and again, you know, I'm continuously having to communicate over the same things over and over again, it's definitely a red flag for me, because things that drain my energy, I can't put my energy into. Not in this stage in life, and that goes for relationships, friendships, family. Like, if it's draining me, I just can't do it. So anything that drains me is a red flag, honestly. I'm probably gonna end up finding one more card, y'all, and then I should be done curling my hair, because a lot of these cards is just too private. It's just way too private. Okay, this question says, would I ever attend a swingers party? I have never attended a swingers party before, and I just feel like I would be so scared. I have a friend, she was like, come on girl, let's go. And I'm just like, girl, no, I'm so scared of stuff like that. Like, who would want to, like, I don't want a fucking audience. Why would you want an audience? I think that is so weird, but people are just into stuff like that, you know? It's above my level of understanding. But that's not something that I would want to attend, because I just feel like I would be super scared, and then I would just be thinking about like all the fluids and liquids and stuff in the room, and thinking about all the germs and stuff. Like, I don't know if I could do it. All right, and so the very final and last question says, have you ever cheated in your relationship? And the answer to that is no. Haley has never cheated in any relationship that she's ever been in. I love too hard for that. I love too genuine and too serious for that. I'm overall just not a cheater. I've always been the one that's just ready to, put all that I can towards whoever I'm dealing with. So I can't help the way that I love. Like, it's not something that I can turn on and off. When I'm in love with somebody, I am full blown in love, and it's nothing I can do about it. So, never cheated, not a cheater, not interested either. I would rather break up with my man and tell him I no longer want to be in this relationship before I step out on him. That's how serious I am about, like, not cheating. I don't have the heart for it. And then I also don't want to feel like I'm sneaking and doing stuff. Like, I don't want to be the person that's got to be sneaky. I feel like that would just weigh on my conscience. So that was fun. What do y'all think? I think that was very fun. I definitely enjoyed playing that game with y'all. I mean, there's definitely a whole lot more cards. Let me see how many cards. So this is the stack of cards that I went through, and then this is the stack of the cards that I haven't went through. And yeah, as you can see, it's over half of the box. So like I said, I didn't answer all of those questions because some of them were just too private and too deep, and I just don't think that my man would have been okay with me answering some of those questions. And then also, I don't want y'all in my business like that. So I am going to hot comb the top of my hair, come back, and then I'll be back and talk to y'all tomorrow. Hold on. Okay, y'all, so I did hot comb the top with a little bit of got to be glue spray. And so I just sprayed that all up and in there, and then I used my hot comb to try to make it, like, form the way I would like it to, and just to give it a little bit more shape. And this is what it's looking like. All right, so again, the only product that we put in it was the Chit oil serum in there. We didn't put anything else as far as like any hairspray in the actual hair. So I did that purposely so that the curls could just fall and that it can be like a loose curl wave going on. And so I'm hoping that I'll get a better loose curl with the 1-inch curling iron versus the 1.5-inch curling iron. So I'm actually getting ready to go and take y'all's nephew outside to go use the bathroom, and then I gotta talk to my man and get ready to relax tonight because this is the first night that I'm actually gonna be able to get some real sleep. So we taking it in early today. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. When